Chapter 2 God is Watching You. George Washington and the Cherry Tree. Little George Washington was a good boy. When he was 6-year-old, he was gifted a little axe, a real sharp one, and George thought that it would be lots of fun. He took the little axe hatchet out into the garden, where lots of plants and weeds grew. He chopped some weeds, chopped them to the ground. After that, he began to look around. He looked around for something else to chop. He was having a ball and could not stop. Right at the bottom of the garden, he came across his daddy's best cherry tree. He chopped it with his little hatchet. The tree was big. He could only scratch it. So he tried much harder, chopping the wood until at last it fell down with a thud. Then George was happy and put down his axe, and he sat down and started to relax. Suddenly, a cry. It was George's dad. He'd seen the felled tree and was really mad. "Who has chopped down my lovely cherry tree?" His face was red. He was really angry. George was scared to tell the truth, but he knew telling the truth was the right thing to do. So George said, "Sorry, Daddy, it was I. I killed the tree. I cannot tell a lie." At first Dad was cross. Then he realized, as he looked into his little boy's eyes, George's behavior had been outrageous, but he'd been honest, which was courageous. "My boy," said Dad, "I'm very cross, but still, your honesty is quite admirable. I cannot punish you because I'm so proud that you're my son. I love you, you know. If you're brave and honest, you can go far. You can grow up to be a superstar." Yes, George became the first president of the United States of America. Everyone likes people who are honest. No one likes dishonest people who always speak lies and cheat whenever they can. One has to be truthful and always be honest in whatever you do. An honest person never takes things which belongs to others. An honest person never steals and is always praised. Read the story God is Watching You. God is watching you. Once 2 men came to Sage, who used to live in the forest inside a small hut. They requested him to allow them to be his students. Sage asked them to come the next day. Next day, when they came, Sage was holding 2 birds in his hands. He asked them to hold on to the birds. Both men took 1 bird each in their hands. Now Sage instructed them, "Go and kill the bird you are holding, but there is one condition." Men asked, "What?" The sage continued, "You can only kill the bird at a place where no one sees you while killing the bird." First man immediately went inside the forest, little far from the sage's hut, and looked here and there. Man saw that there was no one around, so he went behind a tree and killed that bird and brought it back to the sage. The other man took that bird and went very far away to a deserted place. Then he stopped to kill the bird. While he was looking at the bird to kill it, he thought, "When I kill this bird, it sees me and I also see." This means 2 and 3rd God is watching all this, but Sage ordered to kill this bird when there was no one else. After thinking all this, the man brought that bird back alive to the sage and said, "Mahatma Ji, I could not find any place where no one sees, because God is everywhere." Sage replied, "You are right. You have passed this test and have the right to get knowledge. You can be my student." Saying this, Sage asked the first one to leave as he was not fit to be his student. Moral: if we remember that God is everywhere and He can see us, even when we try to sin hiding from everyone else, then we can stop ourselves from doing wrong. Honest. Amma will often say, be honest all day. Still troubles make me fall. I want to be truthful to all. Amma will often say, be honest every day. To say the truth when I am wrong, I may have to be strong. To Amma I often say, don't you hear them lie? She says many may lie and go, but honesty will help us grow. At last I have this to say, I don't lie to this day. The trick is the rhyme. Let's try this one day at a time.